This video is made possible by the following sponsors. Make sure to check out their products as well as the rest of my gear in the description below.
Hey guys, Man with VR Box on the head here, and welcome back to Dirt Rally for another video. Now, like a lot of you rally enthusiasts out there, I've done pretty much everything there is to do in Dirt Rally, so making new ideas for new content is usually quite tricky. However, the other day I came across a mod called All Cars and All Tracks, which, as the name implies, allowed you to drive any car on any circuit. So for example, I can go take my little Mini and drive it up Pikes Peak if I wanted to. So I'm going to do something that I've wanted to do since the hill climb content was released a couple of years ago, which is drive one of the hill climb cars on a normal rally stage. So here are the choices we have from the hill climb cars that we can't usually use on normal rally stages. I'm going to go for the Peugeot 405 T16 because it has the most power and the biggest wing, and I'm definitely not compensating for something. The first stage we're going to attempt to do is the Sweet Lamb stage from Wales, and you might be thinking, Jimmy, you literally drive at Wales every time you do a dirt rally video. Firstly, yes, you're correct. And secondly, the reason why I've picked this stage is because when you drive a hill climb car, they aren't really designed to be put on these stages, so as a result, you don't have a co-driver. So you need to know where you're going. Couple that with the fact that I have over 600 brake horsepower and massive amounts of downforce for a rally car, I think it's probably a good idea for me to drive somewhere that I'm familiar with. Right, so here we are then inside our T16 Pikes Peak Special at the Sweet Lamb stage in Wales. Now, usually I get a countdown from my co-driver, but he's done a run today, and I can't say I quite blame him because what's coming up is going to be a little bit silly. A Pikes Peak Hill Climb Special on twisty forest roads in Wales. Let's do it. Build the revs. And away we go. And immediately back on the brakes to just avoid spearing into the bank. Handbrake to get round, then use the throttle to do the rest of it. The acceleration back on the brake just to avoid going flying over that crest there. Now for this twisty section, going to be between third and fourth gear, I think. Third gear right now. As soon as you plant the throttle, the car just takes off. And it's a little bit intimidating, especially in VR, because things do have the tendency to feel a little bit more real in VR. Oh my god, over the jumps as well, the car is not great. It's not really designed for jumps, it's designed for the smooth-ish roads of Pikes Peak. Even when it was a gravel circuit, it was still smoother than this probably. Not as many bumps. But of course, let's go over the car a little bit, just to give you some context of how stupid this thing is. If I can catch my breath, that is. Oh my. Okay, easy. Or not. This car doesn't like easy. It likes being absolutely ragged around. Just like my ex-wife, actually. Down to the left here. Nice. So this car, over 600 brake horsepower, which makes it faster than any of the Group B cars that ever existed, to my mind, or memory anyway. Massive amounts of downforce from that stupidly large rear wing and splitter combination. So we got a lot of handling as well. And to top it all off, it weighs less than 2,000 pounds. I'm not quite sure what that is in English speak, but I know it's not very much and gives it a rather impressive power to weight ratio. Being a bit cautious over here because it's easy to get that wrong. So we are... It feels like driving a prototype or a Group C car almost for a rally stage. It's just so much power and it's everywhere. Come on, handbrake round. The acceleration is just second to none. You will not get any more acceleration out of any car on this sim than this T16. Oh. Absolutely flying through the stage, but I'm not really in control. It's more just hanging on for dear life. Makes commentary a bit difficult, which is probably for the best because I tend to spout shit when I'm driving. But really, it's just my way of keeping myself focused at this point. Oh wow, I looked to the left there to see if I was going to clip that bank, but I didn't. This car's just capable of such speed. Up to fifth gear before you even know it, and fifth gear's about 100 miles per hour. Using further to slow the car down. Now these bumps are a little bit scary for this car. It's not really made for the bumps. So you're having to use heel and toe in this thing, of course it being a full manual, and the amount of steering input I'm having to put in just to get it to do things I want. A little bit of a bog there, but better than going off into the trees. Bit of a tricky section this, you see. You can be rewarded for pushing through here, but there's just a bank or a tree to meet you either side. Now up to the left. Just remember that. Of course, no pace notes. I'm doing this all from memory. Up the hill. Hill was absolutely no bother for this car. Oh my, oh my. Just trying now to remember which way this bit goes. It's very left and righty. Well done, Jimmy. Best co-driver. This stage is a bit left and righty. Having to go between left foot braking and right foot braking if there's a gear involved. No, that was the brake, Jimmy, not the clutch. See, my brain is just at full capacity right now. Oh no, scary noises. It just does everything you want it to, but at times 2 speed, it feels like. Trying to keep some throttle on so I don't stall over the bumps. Handbrake is your best friend here because this car doesn't rotate quickly. Oh my, I don't want to open it up. If I do, we die. Oh no, I've always to get a second bump. Right into the ditch, a bit wide there. The acceleration is just unreal. We do have 6 gears, we haven't gone into 6th yet, but would easily get there in a straight line. Of course, rally isn't really about straight lines. Make it, make it. Give me first gear. A bit late on the first gear there, just holding onto the handbrake. The acceleration went from 1st to 4th gear in about 2 seconds. But oh, I'm glad we got these brakes. These brakes are good. They stop us from dying any moment. Through the water splash, down the hill. First gear, scanny flick. No, into the bank, damn it. Ooh, sideways. Near the end of the stage now, just a little bit more to go. I have no idea what a good time is on the Sweet Lamb stage, but I feel like we're going to be well up there with this one. Oh, I can't see. Okay, we're good. Go. Accelerate to the end now. Usually you're flat up here in every other car, but not this one. And they're 6th for a second across the line. Wow. A 5:53. That is a very fast time when you consider the AI do it in 8 minutes. Wow. That car is something else around here. So you might have thought that 405 T16 was fast, but this blows it out of the water. This is the Peugeot 208 T16 Pikes Peak Edition, as driven by Seb Loeb, and has 875 brake horsepower. Yeah. Given that this is a tarmac special because this car has only ever ran on tarmac in real life, I'm going to be taking it to a German stage, specifically the Flugzeugring reverse stage. It's the only tarmac stage in Dirt Rally that I know off the top of my head, and hopefully it'll allow me to show you just how fast this 208 is. So fun fact guys, outside of a small test about a year ago, I've never really driven this car before, so I don't really know what to expect. Given that how serious it looks on the inside, I expect insanity. Anyway, let's go. Not really much of a chance to test acceleration there, but still already having to brake for the first corner. 3rd gear, 4th, 5th. It goes up through the gears so quickly. The only car that goes up that quick apart from this is probably an F1 car. Give you some context of acceleration. Oh my, stop. The crest there nearly catching me out now for this double left-hander. Now we really get a chance to stretch the legs of this thing and see how it handles in terms of high-speed stability. 6th gear is about 150 miles per hour if I remember. That is a bit too fast, I think, but still pretty silly nonetheless. 1st gear for these tricky left-handers. Very clumsy because there's no downforce there anymore, but we can remedy that with some speed. And now up towards the twisty part of this course. Get on the brakes, rip that flag, I guess. A little bit of handbrake around one of the tightest corners on the circuit. Be very easy through here because these rocks either side are just waiting to take a bit of bodywork away from you and a bit of pride as well. This car is not really made for this tighter stuff. It likes the long winding roads of Pikes Peak, and here we go. There's a long road now, back up to 6th gear, already buzzing on limiter in 6th. So much speed and everything just flies by in VR. It's pretty intense, I'm not going to lie. Whoa, watch out for the sign, just clipped it a little bit. Sorry, mate. Sorry, sign friend. A couple of hairpins that I sort of forgot where they were there. It's a bit pedestrian to the first one. I can see the second one, so we can go a bit quicker into this one. Wow, just a clutch kick there. I regret that. Over a jump, how's it react? Whoa, front end lifts up. Very fast section through here. Got to just try and keep it on the straight and narrow. Down to 4th, because there are big rocks either side here. Roccos are baddos, we don't like those. Coming to the end of the course now. Don't hit the guys on the right. Hairpin around there. Back on the throttle. The acceleration just... my right arm can't keep up. How to train for turbo wank. Drive this car with a sequential stick shift. Bad last corner. Here we go then. What sort of time is it going to be? 2:45 is a quick time around here. That is going to be a 2:24. Christ almighty, that's fast. Well, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed that video. I am now super sweaty, as you can probably imagine, after driving these cars for any period of time. If you enjoyed the video, then please hit that like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit subscribe to be notified of future videos, and of course hit the bell button as well, because that way you'll be notified of future streams and videos, so you won't miss anything. Again, a massive shout out to my sponsors and Patreons. Take care, have an awesome day. See you all next time.